What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yella, and this is going to be the verdict for the iPad Pro. Now, those of you that follow, subscribe, you know that I just picked up the iPad Pro a few days ago on Wednesday when they released it out of nowhere, but I'm already on my second iPad Pro. The first one that I purchased, for whatever reason, I charged it up all night, got up the next day, and the device was off, and I couldn't get it to turn back on without doing a soft reset. So I definitely took that back and had them replace it. And I'm sad to say that this one just did the same thing. It actually had worked the last 2 days, but it just gave me the same issue this morning. Is it a big issue? Well, that remains to be seen, because I did go to some forums and I did see where other people that purchased the iPad Pro had the same issue as far as having to do the reset after their battery reached 100%. So I'm curious to see if it's a hardware issue, or hopefully it's just a software issue that Apple will address hopefully pretty quickly. If not, this thing is definitely going back. That being said, well, what's my final verdict on this product? Well, the reason why I wanted to jump to the iPad Pro from my trusty iPad Air 2 was obviously going to be the screen size, but I wanted something with more sound to it. The sound was phenomenal on this little device for the iPad Air 2. But before they even announced an iPad Pro, I thought of things that would improve the Air 2 going forward, and sound definitely would have been one of them. So they added the speakers, which they do sound richer. I will give Apple that. Louder, well, the volume output, I would say, is pretty good. It's slightly louder than the Air 2, but it's not gonna blow you away. Like, I wanted it where I could hear my music while I'm in the shower, because I take my iPad in the bathroom with me when I shower and listen to music. So I wanted something with a little more volume. This does provide a little more volume, but they really emphasized the richer sound. So you'll notice a huge difference when you're doing some gaming. Maybe on some videos, depending on the quality, but the sound quality is definitely better on the Pro. Performance-wise, I stack these up against each other, and I would say the Pro definitely has a slight edge, but if you have an iPad Air 2, I'll just get it out of the way. Unless you really have a use for a bigger screen, then I probably wouldn't upgrade. It's not a dire need to upgrade if you're happy with your Air 2. You won't be disappointed. Performance-wise, I mean, this is probably like a split second faster opening apps and things of that nature. I've already reset my Air 2 because I did sell it already. I sold it overnight, so that's going to be shipped out. But I'm okay with this purchase. Definitely overpriced. I mean, this is the 128 gig. So if this one started at even $799, I think that's a good price point. Not so much for 32 gig. I think Apple is definitely getting over on us like they normally do, but they do make great products. Speaking of products, things that weren't available at launch, I'm very disappointed that there is no Apple Pencil available. So it's 4 to 5 weeks out now just to get an Apple Pencil, which I think is a horrible move by Apple, not having accessories ready. Normally they're out before the actual product is out. So I've been reduced to using this bootleg pencil. Maybe it's the Google pen. No, I'm just joking. But just this regular stylus, which just a capacitive stylus here. Not bad. I would recommend either having one of these, or I'm definitely getting the Apple Pencil. because I think that's what differentiates it from the Air 2. So hopefully I'll get that by Christmas. But another reason why I went with the Pro instead of the Surface Pro, speakers is one issue. The Surface Pro, the speakers are improved on the Surface Pro 4, but the volume, the output just still isn't enough for me. Outside of that is battery life. So the Surface Pro 4, I heard, has a lot of complaints about battery life, lasting 4 to 6 hours, which just isn't going to get it done for me. I'm so used to the iPads lasting up to 10 hours, and this one is no different. Another great thing is I went back to the Apple Store just to make sure I was in love with the Apple Pencil, and it absolutely is a great accessory. You can scroll with the actual Apple Pencil, kind of like how I'm doing here with the stylus. Obviously, it's more accurate, but with the Surface Pro 4, you really can't, change pages with the stylus. It's specific for apps, as far as drawing and taking notes. But as far as just browsing, you can't really use it unless you're using the borders on the bottom and on the side. So keep that in mind if you're comparing the two devices and how you're going to use them. I do like, however, that pen, the Surface Pen, is included in the package, which Apple would have packaged together the pencil. But obviously that's a business move, and I can't knock them. But performance-wise, sound quality. Let me see.
Today is a very special day for us nerds.
This just gives
People
you
that just love technology.
Let's see what my volume
I'm
is.
sure, unless you were under a rock, you know that today was going to be
the
the
quality
day
in
where
the video.
Pre-orders were going in place.
So definitely a richer sound. As far as gaming, I did download some games. I actually purchased this NBA 2K16, so I am a huge basketball fan. Let me turn this down. It's going to blow you away here. But I do recommend this game, either on the Pro as well as the Air 2. Definitely a good game that shows off the graphics. Let's see here. And I love that it'll just take you back into the last game that you were playing. I think I was playing with the Thunder, even though I'm a Celtics fan. One thing I will say is this is definitely going to take some getting used to, the size of this device, especially with gaming, because of the way the controls are set, and I'll show you here in a moment. Look at the spacing there. It's crazy. And I have pretty big hands. So the graphics definitely are improved. I paid $7.99 just for this NBA 2K16 game, but definitely worth it. Enjoyable game. Yeah, so the final verdict is, this thing will run you, $1,000. Roughly, and a little more after that, depending on what accessories you pick up for it. I only picked up the cover, the smart cover, because that's all I had on my Air 2, and it worked out fine. It's definitely a pretty sturdy stand as well, because I like to use my iPads while I'm ironing clothes as well, so I'll prop it up on the ironing board, watch a couple videos or listen to some music. But definitely a pretty good stand. I think the Apple keyboard that they're offering for $169, I believe, is probably not the best option. They do have a Logitech one that I saw for $149. So if I do decide to get a keyboard, it'd probably be the Logitech. But a lot of people are going to be disappointed that there's no Force Touch, the 3D Touch. I don't really use it on my phone, on my iPhone 6s, so I'm not disappointed that it's not on this iPad Pro. For the price, you would think that they would include it, but I'm sure they're probably saving that for the Air 3, just to, have people go out and spend even more money. Once again, business decision. But outside of that, I definitely recommend this device. if you have the budget for it, it is definitely a great device. I think it's ahead of its time. Obviously, with developers, they still all haven't gotten on board. A lot of these apps aren't optimized yet to take advantage of the power in this thing, as well as the all this screen real estate. But I'm sure going forward, we'll see more and more apps that are developed, for this screen size and power, as well as the Apple Pencil. So definitely excited about the future of this device. But I am a tech whore, so this thing may last a year, and then I would probably end up just selling it and getting the next thing. And that's just what we do. So hit me up in the comments, hit the like button if you like the video. Hit me up with questions if you want me to try anything out on this beast. And obviously I will give an update once I do finally get the pencil, to give it a full review with the pencil. All right. Well, it's your boy Yella signing off. Peace.